Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about Samsung P2 and the iPod Touch, which I don't have. Now, this is a Samsung P2 and iPod Touch comparison. Though I don't have an iPod Touch, I've used them before. I'm not one of these people who's just speculating. I have friends who have iPod Touch, and I've used it in the Apple Store and Best Buy many times, and I've seen the features. I've touched the screen. I know what you do, and my friends have it, and blah blah blah. I'm just letting you know I'm not one of these idiots who's just speculating, because that's not me. Now, first of all, let's talk about the most obvious, the price. The iPod Touch is $329, which is a pretty hefty price, for the 8 gigabyte model, or $449 for the 16 gigabyte model, which is a very hefty price. You can almost buy a Mac computer for that much if you buy a Mac Mini. And the P2 is pretty cost effective. At a 4 gigabyte model is $220 around there, and the 8 gigabyte model is usually around $250. The screen on the iPod Touch is 3.5 inches, and the P2 screen is 3 inches. We'll go in more in depth about the differences between the screens in a little while. The iPod Touch features audio, video, and photo support, Wi-Fi, internet, games, applications, and podcast support. The Samsung P2 has a few more features than that. It features a customizable interface, which there are a few different menus to choose from and a few fonts to choose from, actually. There's audio, video, and photo support, of course. Bluetooth connectivity, which is very useful. We'll go more in depth about that. Radio, datacast, and podcast. Podcast support. A file browser, which allows you to browse your files by folder if you don't have them tagged properly. And also, you can browse FM radio as well, which is pretty useful, considering you can buy it from the store and actually use it right out of the box, which I found useful because I wanted to show it off to my friends and stuff. So basically, let's start going more in depth with these features. The iPod Touch, it's Wi-Fi internet, of course, very nice, blazing fast, whatever. I wouldn't really see use for that. I mean, of course, it can be useful at times, but not everywhere has Wi-Fi internet. People have to understand this. It's not like you're going to be able to use it everywhere. The Samsung P2's Bluetooth connectivity, however, you can use anywhere with anything that is Bluetooth. So I find that a little bit more useful. Because consider this, iPod Touch does not have Bluetooth connectivity. Samsung P2 does. When you buy it, you will not have the firmware that will allow you to take advantage of this, but you can download and install the firmware manually or through the Samsung Media Studio software, which doesn't work for me, but the manual software works for everybody. So you can download the Bluetooth connectivity software and install it on your own, and there's a guide on the Samsung website which will teach you how to do that. And starting November 7, 2007, which of course is already passed, you are now able to transfer files using the object push function, which they didn't announce that for November. They announced it for mid-December, but they delivered it in November, which is quite odd, but it's not an official update really, but it's on the website. Anyway, also in December, they're giving you the new function, which you will be able to not only receive calls from your cell phone on this device via Bluetooth, but you will actually be able to dial calls as well, which not a lot of people know about. They know you can receive calls, but did you know you can also dial them? Yes, you can. And it hasn't happened yet, but it's happening very soon, considering it's almost mid-December. And Samsung isn't a lying company like Apple. Sorry, I don't want to start an internet war. Anyway, so one thing that I think the iPod Touch definitely beats this MP3 player on is the screen quality. Well, while this has display quality of the same as the Apple, like it's very quality display. It has a lot of colors. I'm sure you can't count them. Pixels are barely visible most of the time, just like on the iPod Touch. However, the iPod Touch's screen is very strong. It's very hard to scratch. This, not as hard to scratch. I've already got a scratch on it, which I did that on purpose though as a scratch test, but I pressed relatively hard on it and it scratched a little bit. So the iPod Touch, of course, has a better screen, but I really don't think it's worth all that much money more, especially since Samsung, because they care about you, they included a screen protector for you to apply when you buy the device. Now, what I did was a mistake because I applied it wrong and then it started to peel, so I peeled it off because it didn't look good anymore, and then I scratched it. So, I'm an idiot, but That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the MP3 player. Now, the Bluetooth connectivity, like I said, you'll be able to use your phone. You'll be able to send files directly from your Bluetooth-enabled computer, which mine isn't because it's an old piece of crap, but a lot of people have new computers without Bluetooth on them. You'll be able to take a picture on your cell phone and send it directly to this device and look at it in this beautiful touch screen, and you can zoom in on it and move around and stuff. And so yeah, and also it has FM radio, and it has a lot of features that iPod Touch doesn't have yet. Now, I know what you're going to say, I haven't mentioned the Samsung P2's games yet. That's because it does not have games yet. However, in the February update of this MP3 player, you will have games. I've heard that there's going to be games in the update. There's also going to be a GUI update, which will make it smoother, run faster, like an operating system update, really is what I would call it, but they're calling it a GUI update. This also includes visualizations while you're watching your music. It includes a little bar animation, which is looks like a mixer, and I think that's really cool. Anyway, it's got great video playback, great quality. It's the software that comes with it comes with conversion software, so you don't have to go looking for pesky conversion software because iTunes doesn't work, which I've encountered that problem before. Now, that's basically all I have to say about the two MP2 players. Just hope that this helped you make a decision on the two of them. If there's something I didn't touch on, feel free to let me know, and maybe I'll make another video for you.